Hello and welcome
to the High Noon Couples podcast,
where we empower blessed couples
to deepen the love, fostering mutual pleasure, connection, and joy.
So let's dive in. Hi everyone. In this episode, we sat down with Uncle David and Auntie Mitsue Wolfenberger, the founders of High Noon, for an open and heartfelt conversation about sexual intimacy in the later stages of life. They shared how menopause has shaped their physical connection, the way they have adapted, and how they have kept their passion alive after decades of marriage.
From practical tips to maintaining a healthy sexual and physical relationship, to nurturing emotional closeness and mutual pleasure, even when intimacy becomes less frequent, David and Mitsue offer wisdom drawn from years of experience.
This isn't just a conversation for couples married 30 or 40 plus years. It's also a roadmap for young couples, showing that the work you put in now, through living for the sake of each other, will lead to deeper connection and lasting joy. Thank you two, Uncle David and Auntie Mitsue, for coming to our High Noon Couples podcast.
Our pleasure.
It's an honor and a pleasure to have you here. And so that was actually requested, this episode, from YouTube, that we have a conversation about having sex in the later years of life, or blessing, however you want to call it. And I think actually that is also a good preparation for younger blessed couples who have been maybe just blessed, or I don't know, in their 30s, 40s, and to know what lies ahead or what they can prepare for. Yeah, because sometimes certain things in life happen and you don't know what will happen. So yeah, my first question would be so you have been blessed for more than 40 years. And looking back of your life, how has your sexual relationship evolved over these years, and what were some of the key shifts that you didn't expect?
Yeah, that's a really good topic, Daria. And yeah, a lot of people, I think, are curious about this. I remember one time we were at after one of our programs, we have Q&A, and one lady, she was about maybe 50-ish, and she asked, is there an expiration date on sex? What's the expiration date on sex? And I turned to Mitsue, and because like they have like expiration dates like stamped on milk cartons and stuff. Is there an expiration date stamped on my sexual organ? And she said, no. So I just told her that if there is, we haven't found it yet. But yeah, how has it evolved? How has our sexual relationship evolved over the course of our marriage?
Yeah.
Good question. Of course, when you're young and first starting out, you're just very eager and excited to jump into this new relationship and this new activity. It's a lot of fun, and you feel, of course, you're in love also. And how does it evolve? Well, I think over time, you get closer and closer intimately. You become more familiar with your partner, and I believe that the sexual relationship the purpose is to connect husband and wife. And although later on, in later years, you don't have sexual intercourse as frequently as you do when you're young. That shouldn't be any breaking news. But we still do have sexual relation, and I believe it's deeper. Our experience is deeper. We feel God more, and we feel connection with each other more.
I think for me in the beginning, it's because we didn't know the core of the universe.
Mm.
father have spoken, but we didn't really get it. What the purpose of sex, or what of the purpose of sexual organ, or anything like that. We covered our ears. We didn't hear, so we didn't really know. Um, uh, it's okay to enjoy sex, like for me. So it's you are supposed to have sex because you are married, but the uh, deeper meaning of connection or oneness or those things were not like lectured and taught. So for me, it was there, but then evolved. That we became more honest. Like I would be honest. So if he asked me, "Do you want to make love?" and then I would say, "Do you want to have sex or make love?" Because I didn't think he really thought about me, like enjoying, So live for the sake of others in the bedroom was not quite there yet in an early. And then I also, 3 times a week is a good for you, for your health, and I was thinking, just I'm laying here, uh, asking in my mind, can you finish quickly? What that would be good for me? I was thinking 3 times a week. It's not good for me. So I have to change something, or I have to study what that means. Why 3 times a week? It's good for me. That I didn't feel anything good for me, and they said, "Oh, heart, health and everything." My heart doesn't. I'm not sweating, nothing. So I had to study very hard. So evolved in that way, and then yeah.
Yeah, and I think a really important distinguishing point is that, like, Christians, they believe that sex is for procreation and for enjoyment, and a lot of most of us, we when we hear that, we think it's for my own enjoyment. But really, what true parents teach is that sex is for giving enjoyment to your partner. And I think that that's something that we learned over the course of our marriage, and especially after we started the Blessed Marriage Project, and then later High Noon. That yeah, I think that was like a crossroads or a milestone in our marriage, that we looked at sex as being something to give pleasure to each other, and that really connected us, I think, more with the purpose of sex, to connect with each other on a spiritual level, and to connect with God too.
Yeah, God became real in the sex
Mm.
when we understood Father's word better.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really beautiful said. It's not something we do for ourselves, but we do offer that to our spouse rather than just. And the nice thing is we hopefully both enjoy it then, and both of us experience pleasure in that, and more fulfillment when we are able to give it to each other rather than just for oneself. And I also really like what you said, Auntie Mitsue, with to ask, do you want to have sex or do you want to make love?
Yeah.
To make this distinction, because this is something else I feel like with us to understand, actually, do we want to have sex and make it quick and it's good, or is it, do we want to make love? Do we want to really
Take time.
take time,
Yeah.
enjoying ourselves, or seeing on how we can support each other on feeling more connected, more pleasure. So that's actually something I would love to integrate more, to understand. I was like, okay, what do you want now? What I want, So that's very good. And so you've mentioned already that maybe even menopause or coming into a certain age that it has an expiration date, but you clearly said no, definitely not. So how did you experience this change, especially with menopause? I know a little bit about it, but not much, because it's still kind of, I'm hopefully still far away from that. But what how did you navigate these changes?
I think it's very important for husband to understand it, because it's not, I was not controlling my temperature. So it's, they call it hot flash. It's, you get suddenly, you get so hot. And in the night, you get so suddenly very hot, you're sweating. And then if your husband do not understand what's happening, then he says, "Oh, yuck, leave me, don't touch me, you're sweating," like that. Then it's hurt, so you should understand, okay, I understand. Maybe you can, you know, put the cold towel or something, um, be kind, use nice, kind word would help the the woman go through this. It is very strange. David would say, "Make up your mind. Are you hot or cold?" Because because in when I go to bed, I really feel cold, so I put the sheets, blanket, sometimes the comforter. And he is hot, so he is okay with only the seat.
And when she does that, then she starts sweating. So then she's too hot. And sometimes she'll be sweating and she'll say, I'm still cold,
So he would say, "Make up your mind." So I said, "I'm not sure. I'm not sure myself." And yeah.
Now we do sometimes, like we'll sleep with the sheet over ourselves, and she'll have a blanket and I won't.
Mhm.
A lot of times I'll sleep with the door open also. So that's the way to that we've been able to navigate the temperature issue. It's like she's got a broken regulator, the thermostat in a car.
We actually have one in our house that
Yeah.
doesn't work.
Something happens.
But it's not me. it's
So when we were young, I never imagined that it's okay to have different. I didn't think if he had seat, I have seat. If he had seat and a blanket, I have that. I never thought I can be different for a long time. So when he have only seat and I have only seat, and I said, "I'm so cold." I didn't think it's okay for me to have a blanket only for myself. But now, basically, I don't care. I don't care if he has only seat. I have to be comfortable for myself. So that is also learning, throughout the marriage or blessing. It's okay to be yourself.
You figure it out.
Yeah, let's
that's
agree.
good. That's good. Yes, definitely. It's okay to be yourself. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Just sorry.
Yeah.
One more question is like what I've heard that, for example, in menopause, there's also the changes of when you as a woman get aroused, then you don't produce enough lubricant, so to have sex, or it's more painful. So how did you deal with that?
We use lots of gel.
Yeah, we use saliva and use lubricant. Yeah.
Not to go into details.
Yeah.
Great.
But so you don't have difficulties with pain, because that is also what I've read online, that there is often a lot of pain involved as well.
I don't think I had too much pain. So menopause, they said there is like 30 different symptoms, and everybody different. Some are very light, some are, serious. But so I don't think for me, other than hot flash and nightly sweat, I don't think I had a vaginal dryness
Mm.
Yep.
with the pain. Yeah.
Some women do experience
Yeah.
that more, and you can go to a doctor. They can give
Hmm.
you some
Yeah.
estrogen cream, and that can like go into the tissue, the vaginal tissue, and help it to restore its its moisture. Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah. Doctor is our friend in, in any case.
Yeah, definitely. So
Okay.
you had a question. Sorry,
Yeah, yeah.
I interrupted you.
Okay. So, since young couples are unaware of changes that will come up in the years to come, is there something that you find very important for them to know while they are young, just so they don't blame themselves or start doubting um, about their attraction to each other or whatnot?
Mm.
Like, what would your advice be for young couples when changes come?
Yeah, I think there's some very important education for young couples, even even single people can. There's education they can learn, but for young couples for men to be, for the husbands to be aware that their wife can have an orgasm. That's like they can experience the same kind of joy that the husband experiences. I know from talking to several couples that many times the woman, she never has or very rarely has experienced an orgasm, and she felt like a doormat, like a sexual slave.
Mhm.
And those couples, the trajectory of those couples is that the wife becomes less and less interested in sex, and eventually they don't have sex anymore. It becomes a sexless marriage. So just to be focused on giving your spouse pleasure, that's really the so important in good sex. And I think it's something that as young people don't receive that education. You don't get that education from school. You don't get that education from your parents. You don't get that education from pornography even. But uh, the in the sexual relationship, it's like all of our relationships. Jesus and true parents taught that uh, we are supposed to live for the sake of each other. And in the sexual relationship, it's no different. It's probably even more important to live for the sake of your spouse. So I would say that for young couples, the sooner that you can start focusing on that, then the happier your marriage will be, and you're going to be able to like inoculate your marriage from going sour later on and from becoming a sexless marriage. You'll be able to enjoy beautiful intimacy and connection and good sex even later on into your senior years.
I think it's important to be romantic, very kind and gentle before and after. Those because the lingering with fondness would grow, or closeness, and I'm really enjoying the life, or the word American English word of love making. It's when you have sex, love is created. Love is making. So I said, wow, love making. That is the word. That is the word we are looking for. It's not necessarily love making equal to sex, but really making love.
Mhm.
Artistic love, through the sexual, physical sex. And I said, wow, I found that. I'm so clever. I thought I'm so clever.
She is very clever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to really get the most out of sex, then cuddling afterwards and just embracing afterwards, spending that time together. It is such a bonding experience, and you could just roll over and go to sleep, but to spend those precious few moments at least after you have sex, bonding with each other is really so precious.
Yeah, I like to have sex in the evening usually, because it's when we cuddle and then we fall asleep, and that's the best sleep.
Yeah.
I feel so rested the next day, and it's so nice and connected. But he's usually so tired.
Sebastian looks like he's got a strong shoulder there. Yeah.
Yeah, he does. But also, when you said it, just like, spend time to connect afterwards, I feel like when we cuddle and then, usually if we just fall asleep, usually it's about for 20 minutes, but it's like just so nice being together and being able to touch each other. Also in that way, then in a non-sexual way, we feel so connected afterwards, and which is really beautiful to have this intimate sexual connection, but also afterwards that this doesn't fade away. It's just like rolls over into different kind of connection, which is the non-sexual, but still like this heart-to-heart bondance. And yeah, it is really, really beautiful. And if it's not happening because of time pressure, for example, it's like it feels like there's something missing afterwards. It's definitely there's something missing.
That's why nighttime is good. In the morning, when you feel okay, I have a day ahead. I have things to do. I have to get up. I have Zoom call. I have to go to work or something. But in the evening, it's ending. However long you take, you just lay and you can stay there forever.
That's not to diminish morning
Yeah. Thank you.
surprises when you're young, okay? But that is a good point you made. Sexual intimacy creates non-sexual intimacy. And it helps us to be intimate, to be able to show intimacy in public. And, when we're doing any kind of activity, we can display intimate affection with each other. And I think sexual intimacy really, it nourishes that. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So in your own marriage, what specific habits, mindsets, or practices have helped you to keep attraction and passion alive?
Well, let's see. I have the habit of opening all doors for Mitsue. Car door, house door, restaurant door, church door, every door. It's a way I have of honoring Mitsue.
And he's very romantic. So he does little thing very well. Like he would, not little thing, but when he give me card, he really, really search what would touch me. Also, he would give me flowers, and he does little things. Also, when I'm in the kitchen early morning, he comes sneaking in behind me and hold me and kiss me on the cheek, the neck, is something like that. He's very, very romantic. Also, we do the date night every week. It's happened to be the movie theater became such a long way, like 1.5 hours. We have to drive to see the movie. So it's become day to day, not to night. So, but we go to dinner, special dinner, a weekly dinner also. And
she's very spoiled.
Yeah.
Lucky woman.
Yeah. With 7 children, it's okay. You can spoil me.
It's okay.
It's nice.
Okay, so the small things,
Small
being
thing, yeah.
romantic.
Small things become big things.
What about like house chores? Does that count into that? Cleaning up the kitchen, cook.
Just
Laundry.
kind of natural. That's just
Mm.
kind of
That's
yeah, it's just kind of natural who we are. Don't really give it much thought anymore, but yeah, I try to, yeah, this morning cleaning the counters, washing dishes or putting them away, things like that. Anything to help out, yeah, help out your spouse. Mitsue, she helps me with my she does the bait receipts and certain jobs in the company, and yeah, she's always cooking, trying to cook the best meals for me.
Okay, so I'm hearing good habits that you have from your early blessing times. You just have to keep those going, and especially showing affection, like sneaking up to one another, just keeping that, yeah, romantic, excited.
Date nights, that is
Date
something that
nights,
we
yeah.
have heard already throughout like a few podcasts already, that to have really once a week to have time dedicated for each other. That is came up a lot of.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
doing that for a long time, no? Even when we are having children, we did. We
Yeah.
got the babysitter and we will take off. Yeah.
Yeah, flowers. It could be flowers from your garden. If you
Yeah.
don't, if money is short, it could be flowers from your neighbors.
Neighbor.
Your neighbors. Be creative.
Okay. I have another question for you too. How can couples in midlife or later life reignite sexual intimacy if they feel it's faded due to health issues, hormone changes, or just years of routine? How to
Well, it's never too
reignite?
late. You just start from where you're at, and uh, we're all on our journey.
Mhm.
We're all going this way together as married couples, blessed couples. Yeah. So, and when you, as blessed couples, we realize that this is forever, you know. So it's not like you can just put it off and work on it after you go to spirit world. Yeah, it's not going to get any easier. We can start from wherever we're at and make improvements for sure. Yeah, there might be mistakes in the past. Maybe it may be beneficial for you to apologize if there's been any mistakes. There's, you can start by investing and just serving your spouse in non-sexual ways. And yeah, definitely to remember that sex and intimacy is really, it's best if we're focused on the other person and on giving the other person, giving our spouse the most beautiful experience. That's when the most beautiful sex occurs. It's can I share a little a dream I had?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so this was about 10 days ago. We'd had sex, and I really try to give to focus on giving Mitsue an orgasm. And it took a long time, actually. And by that time, I was not able to. It was kind of over for me then. Okay, but I was so focused on her, and I was so happy afterwards, And then I went to sleep, and I had a dream. Mitsue and I were in a kitchen, and we knew that Father was in the house. He was in an upstairs bedroom, and so we were kind of excited about that. And then Father came down, and he opens the refrigerator door. He looks at us. He he extends his hand, gesturing us to sit down. And Father started talking to us in Japanese, and Mitsue was translating for me simultaneously. I'd never had that experience before. And then he'd say an occasional sentence in English, but yeah, that was such a beautiful experience. And I really felt that, it was because I was so focused on Mitsue. Mm-hmm. And anyway, the next time I came back and we both had both finished.
The dream had a good effect on you. That's beautiful.
Cool.
Thanks for sharing that. So many couples might struggle to talk about openly about their sexual changes with age. So what's advice would you give on starting this conversation with without shame or blame?
I think a Call of the Universe book really I think it helps because there's no shame in the Call of the Father's word. There's no shame about sex, no shame about sexual organ. There's just the fact and joy. God's joy is in there. So if you understand that, I think I mean when we take out the shame in that, then I think we can start to talk. Yeah, and so I have the Radiant group, about 9 sisters, our age, and we are very honest now. And they are very happy because they have never had anybody, even with husband. They never had such a honest conversation in such a thing, like sex. They never talked, but because of the Core of the Universe book, they can discuss now. They are talking to each other, and they are very happy. So
we don't get any royalty on that. We're not promoting this because we get royalties, okay? But it can be very valuable.
That would be the almost like first step,
Well, that'd be good.
That would be good.
It's just an excellent way to start the conversation, because you need to have the conversation. If you don't have the conversation, then it's just, these changes are very awkward. And both husband and wife have to realize that your body is changing, your spouse's body is changing, and your spouse is liable to feel some self-conscious about the way that they're changing. So to encourage them and accept them, of course, and to expect it. We expect, if we don't expect for there to be physical changes in our bodies, then we're not living in reality. So to encourage your spouse so that so they don't feel self-conscious about these changes, and to adapt. You need to adapt. There's medications you can buy as you get older, and it may be that the same activities that you engaged in when you were 30, you're either not able to do those, or it's uncomfortable, and so you may have to adapt. But I believe that there are ways for all couples, to give each other sexual pleasure as they continue giving each other sexual pleasure as you get older. It's a beautiful dimension of life. The desire of it, it may change in like frequency, but it's there, and it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful source of energy and connection, and it's a fun activity for couples to plug into at any age. We made a video, Sex in the 60s, about 10 years ago. I'm 69 today, so I guess maybe In another couple
Soon
of years, and Mitsue is 72. We'll make another video, Sex in the 70s. It's going to be different. Okay.
It's gonna be different. Yeah.
Yeah. And different is not bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Different is not bad.
The beautifully, we are aging beautifully.
Yeah.
Beautiful with grace.
Yeah, very hopeful and positive words there. And you also answered the next question, which was, the one thing you would give to couples, young or older, to work now on their relationship, in order to stay consistent with their efforts in serving each other. Is there one point you mentioned throughout the podcast that you want to amplify, where you found that's the most important point that people can start doing right now?
Yeah, just serving each other, getting to communicate, getting to know your spouse's needs and desires. Really to try. It's a beautiful thing if both husband and wife can achieve orgasm. Some couples, Sebastian, they are not able to have sex, especially later on. There might be like some heart condition or erectile dysfunction, and they cannot take. They may not be able to take medication to resolve it. Or in the case of the wife, and even in those cases, they just need to adapt. I've seen many cases, especially with some younger couples, where the wife doesn't believe that she can have sexual intercourse, and then they're encouraged to see a doctor, a specialist about it, and maybe even a therapist. And then they're able to break through in that area, and they're able to start having sexual intercourse. So I think that more couples may believe that they can't have sex than in some of those cases, they actually can if they work on it. And then in some cases, especially in older couples, then it's really that they can't have sexual intercourse anymore, and they just need to adapt. So, to be open to adapt, and if there's one theme that I like to emphasize, is just focus on your partner, on giving your partner pleasure in this beautiful dimension of both of your lives. That makes the most beautiful marriage, I think. And if both partners are doing that, wow, that's like crazy.
Unstoppable.
Yes, younger couples, they may have still children in the house. You are busy with children or even baby, right? So there will be lots of distraction to be a intimacy only with your husband. It's different. We are only ourselves at home, and
We've got a couple other people at home now.
We don't. But so when the children are really in need of you or demanding your time, I think it's still you have to find the time to be together, only husband and sometimes I hear or I focus so much on the children. I think my husband feel neglected, but I think that's it's kind of problem. If we wait, okay, when our children are grown up, then we can get intimacy. Probably it's very difficult to go back there. So any place where you are at, I think focus on each other and keep this intimacy, physical, mental, spiritual intimacy intact always. Be nice, be kind, giving, serving. Just loving.
Yeah, I'm hearing that prioritizing the partner is really important. And interestingly, is that I've seen more and more in social media also that it has a great impact when a couple prioritizes each other, and not meaning that they neglect the children, but when the dad comes home, mom comes first to be welcomed, or the dad, when they're talking, that they're talking. And so what I'm trying to say is that I see when a couple is really living for each other, and the kids see that they have a very different approach on how they want to have a relationship. And I see, oh, my parents really love each other, they're really there for each other, and because of that we are safe, and because of that our family is beautiful, and this is something I want to have for my future. And I was like, wow, yeah, that is something I would love to for us in the future. We are not parents yet, but this is something I would really love for us to create, that we don't lose that we are creating now because of the children, but that it becomes stronger because of the children. And
Okay.
yeah, thank you so much for your time. It was a real blast. It was really nice to have you here, and your insights and your
dreams
and your devotion to high noon, and that people understand the core of the universe and understand the real purpose of family intimacy, sexual intimacy. So yeah, thank you so much for being here and doing that, what you do.
Thank you, Daria. Thank you,
you.
Sebastian.
All right, take
Love you
care.
guys.
Bye.
Love you.
Take care. Love
Bye.
you. Bye.